Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So for my second video, I wanted to talk about the government shutdown as well as the motivation behind it, some information around it, as well as some thoughts at the end. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So what is this all about? In 2021, Congress passed House Resolution 1319, the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. In it contains a particular section, Title IX, Subtitle G, Premium Tax Credits. In this, it expands ACA subsidies to higher income earners who did not qualify for ACA coverage. And in particular, the limit was 400% of the federal poverty level. This removed the 400% cap, so now anyone above 400% of the poverty level can go ahead and utilize these subsidies. So what is the federal poverty level? So the poverty level is quite uniform throughout all the states, with the exception of Alaska and Hawaii, as they're not within the 48 contiguous states, including Washington, D.C. So the way that this chart is read is the number of people in the household and what counts as the poverty guideline. So as you can see, it's quite low, in my opinion. But an important fact of this table is that these values are based on gross income. So this is before taxes. So after taxes are taken out, you can only imagine how hard it hits those who are making this much, especially when you account in nominal terms and you count the amount of money earned in real terms. But we'll go over that another day. So what do the benefits provide? So this table provided by the IRS gives information on how much of your income would go towards paying. So if you are within 150% to 200 of the federal poverty level, you wouldn't pay anything. And if you made 200 to 250%, then you pay 2% of your gross income. And then it just goes all the way up. But notice how once you get 400% and higher, you only pay 8.5%. So someone who is 400% exactly above the federal poverty level, and someone making, let's say, $100,000 or $1 million, they would all be paying the same 8.5%. So what is the alternative to this? So originally, if you were inside of these FPL zones, then these were the rates you paid. And if not, then you would pay the market rates without the subsidies. Another thing you could do is leave the ACA marketplace, which is state dependent, as many of you who use it know, and you can just go get private insurance. But according to the KFF, the Kaiser Family Foundation, it's definitely not cheap. The average annual family premium in 2025 was $24,540. And the individual with their company covering a portion of the costs is paying $7,200. So, depending on your situation, that's not really too great. So what are my thoughts on this? So my first thought is those within the federal poverty level, regardless of the percent, 100, 150, 400, if you're within there, then you pay the same rate, which would be 0. Once your income exceeds 400% of the federal poverty level, that's when you start slowly losing benefits based on tiers. Just how the federal poverty level had tiers based on percentages, I would actually make it based on income. And what happens is at a certain level, you just don't get any benefits. Say you were employed, but you are making $500,000 a year or $250,000 a year. I think it's pretty safe to say that you can afford insurance. The other thing that I would say is this should take into account not the gross, but the net. And another thing it should do is it should also account for inflation. The reason why is because if you recall back, an individual was $15,000. Again, that's nominally, and that doesn't count for inflation. I don't know about any of you, but if you're making $15,000 with the economy the way it is today, with how expensive things are, I don't even think you're going to be even close to surviving at $15,000. Like, that feels way too out of date. So yeah, those are just my comments on this. If you have any opinions, you can go ahead and just comment below. And if you enjoy what's being shown, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. There's a lot more to talk about, and I'm just preparing the data sets, and I'm going to go ahead and show those when it's ready to go. Until then, I'll catch you on the next one.